welcome to Elim Restoration Small Group. My name is Pastor Rowe. I'm the pastor at Elim Restoration Ministries. Welcome to each and every one of you. I'm sure you guys have already prayed. I'm sure you guys have already did your introductions and answered your icebreakers. So today's icebreaker for me, what animal is an animal that I would avoid encountering in the wild? So to me, I have two, right? One is a snake, no matter what kind of snake. And then two is just an unknown creature in the ocean. Okay? I like to snorkel when I'm in the ocean. And I heard a story from my father, who was a ship captain, about a time when his ship was stranded on a rock accidentally that was thrown there by a storm, and he was sitting on top of the rock and he can't do anything. He can't move his ship, and he was waiting for another ship to tow him. And so he sent divers down to go and assess the damage from underneath. And it was a very, very clear water. Like, you could see the bottom, you could see, though it's very deep, it's probably 30 to 40 deep. So a couple of the divers went all the way down to the bottom to look up and see the bottom of the ship to see if there's any damage. And that, because the ship was sitting on this rock near shore, and they're looking, and all of a sudden they felt a presence. They looked underneath the rock, and one of the sailors said all he saw was two big eyes that was looking at him. And he just couldn't, and I don't know if you know this, but if you have oxygen tanks, there's a way to be able to get all the way up quickly. But because he was such a panic, it took him forever to get all the way up. And he didn't want to be back down there ever again. So I don't know what that fish was. I don't know what that was underneath that rock. I don't ever want to know. But those are the two things that I don't want to encounter out there in the wild. All right. Okay, well, to God be the glory. Today we are in Luke chapter 18. It's extremely important. And for the month of March, I think, we're in the first quarter of the month. One of the things that's important for us to try to really do, and we're even talking about this in two of our two of our midweek Bible studies that's upcoming. We're gonna have a couple of our phenomenal and just astounding small group leaders that are going to be teaching in the next couple of Wednesdays. One is Marcel Sheffy, so do not miss him. I believe he's on the 13th of March. And then Deaconess Jada Perkins, she is on March 27th. So do not miss either one of those. We're talking about just staying consistent and getting to the point where you have good consistency and discipline. And I think it's extremely important for us to know and understand what are the different tools that we could have to stay consistent in discipline in our lives. And today I'm going to talk to you about prayer. So let's open our Bibles to Luke chapter 18. And we're going to start with verse 1. Then he spoke a parable to them that men always ought to not lose heart, saying, there was in a certain city a judge who did not fear God or regard men. Now there was a widow in that city, and she came to him, saying, get justice for me from my adversary. And he would not for a while. But afterward he said within himself, though I do not fear God, nor regard men, yet because this widow troubles me, I will avenge her, lest her continual coming she weary me. Then the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge just said. And shall God not avenge his own elect, who cry out day and night to him, though he bears long with them? I tell you that he would avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man comes, will he finally or really find faith on the earth? And the word of the Lord is blessed. One of the most important tools to stay consistent and disciplined in your life is making sure that you're consistent in your prayer life. I think it's critical for each and every one of us to know that when you have a particular prayer request that has not come to pass yet, or you still are not seeing something manifest in it, that it is important for you to continually thank God, lift it up in prayer. There's two reasons why you do that. One, you bring it to God, your Father. And number two, it helps us. It helps you to not have, that is one way for you to go ahead and cast your burdens onto God, rather than you keep trying to figure out how you're going to be able to maneuver your life to be able to resolve an issue that God is meant to solve for you. I think that we tend to have this mentality sometimes that once you lift something up in prayer, that's it. Well, how many of you know that's often when you lift something up in prayer, nothing happens initially or even secondarily? Then all of a sudden you get to the point where you're discouraged because you feel like something didn't happen there the right way. And I want to tell you that it helps you to stay focused and disciplined if you continue to lift those things up in prayer on a regular basis. On a regular basis. I know that sounds like religious, but even here Jesus said, this is Jesus saying, he said, hear what the unjust judge said, and shall God not avenge his own elect, who cry out day and night to him, though he bears long with them? God will answer. He's never early and he's never late. He's on time. Whatever you are encountering, God has given you the courage, the strength, and the will to get through it. All you have to do is stay consistent and disciplined in lifting those things up in prayer. Amen. To God be the glory. Well, I hope that this was something that helped you. I am looking forward to hoping that each and every one of you have a very, very consistent daily walk with God, in reading your word and in prayer. This is very important. Making sure that you are sustaining the Spirit of God in your life in different ways, in actions, and definitely in word, in prayer, in fasting. Those things are important. So I believe that you are going to be successful and able to overcome the world through consistency. Amen. To God be the glory. Well, I just want to invite you to church this coming Sunday. I want to tell you that we are having our very, very first Friends and Family Day in the month of March. We're going to have a few of these throughout the year, but our Friends and Family Day will be Easter Sunday. I want to invite each and every one of you to come out. And just because it's Easter Sunday, not just because it's Easter Sunday, I also do not want you to miss Palm Sunday. So you have to make it for Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday, okay? To God be the glory. Well, I love you, I miss you, and remember, Jesus is Lord. Till next time.